Hi, my name's Nick Thomas. I'm a house parent at Hamilton House. I'm just going to show you around our house and see what you think. At the moment we accommodate girls and boys, so we split onto 2 floors, girls upstairs and boys on this floor. We have a maximum of 60 children in, and that goes from 7 night-a-weekers right through to 1 night, so we accommodate for all. If you follow me, we'll go this way. This is the boys' corridor. We try and split the year groups into 7s and 8s on this side, so that's the senior side of the prep, and the 5s and 6s on the other side. So I'm just going to take you into one of our typical dorms. So in this dorm at the moment, we have got the television in this one because we tend to put the year 8s in here so we can cater for our house captains, so we give them a little bit more of a treat. At the moment we've got a full boarder, that's our 7 night a week traditional boarder, and then these beds are with flexis. So we try and give our traditional boarders a little bit more space, so they have wardrobe space and a little side use and a little bit more storage because they have more kit that comes into school. And then with the flexis, who tend to come in for 3 nights down to 1 night, they tend to use the bunks a little bit more because they come in with their bags and obviously they go home of an evening, so not so much storage. Okay, another dorm, slightly bigger dorm this one, because we've got separate rooms, they all vary in size. As you can see in this one, we've got some bunk beds and some single beds. So again, the lower single beds are for our traditional or weekly boarders, and then bunks are for our flexi boarders. Routine varies throughout the week, but the basic routine is the children come up at 5:30 from downstairs, so the school day finishes at 5:45. They register with us and change into their casual clothes, and a little bit of downtime for 10 minutes, and then it's down to dinner at 6 o'clock. That finishes at 6:30 when activities kick in, so we have a variety of activities ranging from academies with cricket, rugby, hockey, girls with netball. Other activities then with ICT room where they can play some games. Prep session takes place 3 times a week in the evening. We do also karate, judo, all sorts of different activities to keep the children entertained from 6:30 to 7:30. And after that then they have snack at 7:30, and then a bit of boarding time from 7:30 to 8, which is chill out time in house where they watch films, relax, have a shower, and then the bedtime routine starts at 8:30 for the early ones, the younger ones, sorry, and then 8:45 for the older year 8s, and lights out at 9 o'clock. Okay, this is one of our typical common rooms. We've got 2 on the boys' floor and 1 on the girls' floor. Generally, this is a chill out space in the evenings from 7:30 till 8:30, so they can play some games on Xbox or just watch some television. With the year 8s of an evening, we have a lock-up routine, so security is quite important to us in that staff do a lock-up early in the evening to make sure external doors are closed. Children have a little bit of a responsibility then to check a few spaces as well, but as well as that, my job then at the end of the evening is to do an external lock-up to make sure all external doors are closed, and then we have an intruder alarm which kicks in at 10 o'clock. On top of that also we have security staff who patrol during the night, so we're very secure on that. On top of that as well, if a child wakes up during the night and feels unwell, we have a resident matron on site, and as well as a medical surgery room across the road. So if a child is unwell, we can look after them. If they, to the extent where they need a little bit more care to see a nurse, we can take them to our medical centre. Just in this dorm, slightly different. This is one of the girls' dorms upstairs. Generally, 7s and 8s take over in this dorm with the girls. Again, variety of beds, as you can see. On the girls' floor, we have a resident GRA who also works downstairs in the sports department but helps us out with the boarding. As well as that, we have a large team. It's myself as a house parent, my wife, Mrs. Thomas, resident matron, and our assistant housemaster, Mr. Reese. So we're well staffed, and each of the corridors in the boarding house has a member of staff. So if a child needs any need some attention from us, there's always somebody around to cater for. So we're up on the girls' floor. This is the girls' common room. Nice bright space for the girls to chill in, similar to the boys downstairs, so used in the evenings at 7:30 to 8:30, as well as quite a centre that the guys love this space on the weekends for our traditional boarders, so guys who are with us Saturday and Sunday. As you can see here, there's a list of the weekly activities that go on. There's quite a range. So every night there are various things on, from prep on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, through to lots of sports activities, music, and the very lively tuck night. Well-being is a very important part of the job we do, looking after the children's well-being. Everybody, particularly when they're new to the boarding house, has a buddy when they come into house. So any discussions that they have, they can go to that person to talk to. As well as that, they're allocated a member of staff who they can go to at any time. But as well as that, different staff are on each night, so children soon learn that they can speak to any one of the adults on duty about any issues they have. This room we sat in now is used by the girls. It's a little bit more of a chill out room, because some of the children prefer a quiet space, so they can come in here, play some music, because we have a lot of talented musicians in house at the minute. So they can come in, play at the piano, or equally just come in and have a chat. So when the summer term kicks in, which is probably the best term for the children to play outside, we have no shortage of area for them to play in. So what they tend to use on this side, this is the main part of the school. The boarding house is positioned right in the middle of the school, and this is the main play area for them, which we use in the evenings for all sorts of activities, from tennis, cricket, football, rugby, so whatever they would like to play, that's their play area where they use. Weekends are very important for our traditional boarders, and we run it as a kind of family group as such. So we take the children out, we leave it to them to decide what they do. So we finish on a Saturday at 2 o'clock, and then it's up to them what we do. Traditional trips are just into Chelmsford, which is very close to us, or up to Freeport, so they have the cinema, Tenpin bowling. So we treat it as a Saturday night. We have lots of takeaways. It's just a relaxed time. We can sit down and have a chat as a family. And it's similar on a Sunday. Sunday's very relaxed. We have a late get up at 9, half 9. We go to brunch in the senior school, where they have a good feed at 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then we generally have sometimes trips on Sunday. We can equally go to Chelmsford, or if it's a bigger trip, we go into London, which is very close for us. Go to the theatre, go to Harry Potter, so lots and lots of things, but we generally leave it to the children to come up with ideas of where they'd like to go.